This proves WoW isn't a game. After making my review and a video on why the end game sucks, I wanted to give an alter try at the end game. And you know what? It was okay. Until I discovered I hadn't fully upgraded my covenant on my paladin. Turns out, I wasn't utilizing everything. I got some comments agreeing with what I've said regarding how grindy this expansion is, and everyone seems to agree it's excessive. Especially the anima grinds in particular that take the longest. Then, issues popped up in game that can really only be described as, how fucking greedy do you have to be as a publisher to design content in such a way that it requires the grind? How? Some vulnerable players will unfortunately fall for this. Many minimum maximumers seem to be hooked on it, which isn't good. Renown's reward system is so scuffed. It isn't even a reward. It's an unlock for another grind for another grind. It's so stupid. How do people not see how scummy this is? With the business model WoW has, I'm not happy with the time gating or lack of rewards. Both are terrible. Either the subscription model needs to disappear, or the expansion cost and microtransactions do. Or just make it free to play, then we can actually justify playing it. As it is now, I do not want to subscribe, because I'm so sick and tired of these shitty gameplay decisions as a result of a greedy publisher. There's also game issues that waste time outside of the game. Such as bugs, such as queue times. Blizzard doesn't think to add game time for the time spent in queue, or waiting for maintenance, where they're not actually playing the game. It's fucking ridiculous. As if that wasn't bad enough, there's even things in the game right now that make me question, how the fuck did this make it into the game? Covenant upgrades cost thousands of anima, and to my knowledge, it doesn't increase as you continue the campaign. The WoW guide on Reservoir Anima says nothing about earning more anima. Nothing. At most, the most anima you can get in 1 week is about, and this is a guess including the weeklies, is 8,000 anima. Not much, considering how much you need to spend in the Shadowlands, and I said need, not want. It makes it quite difficult to keep up. One of the biggest issues with this lack of anima is it makes the rewards so unrewarding. Similarly with the other currencies and grateful offerings. Who the fuck is going to grind 50 grateful offerings for a mount that doesn't even fly? Who? It's so dumb. It's like this expansion wasn't even tested. I don't know how this got through testing. It baffles me. There's also mechanics in the game that waste anima, like the adventurer's table, which costs more anima the higher the level. What my alt experience has taught me is, WoW is just a waste of time. It's a complete joke in its current state. I was slightly incorrect on the gearing issue, but it does seem to be very iffy. The world quests only give up to 160 eye level, whilst unrated PvP gear, which have random stats for some reason, can only be upgraded to 171 eye level. It's such a bad gearing system for casual players. Not only that, somehow normal raids will reward better gear than mythic dungeons, which is just what? And if you're a rated PvP player, you have to now be pub stomped by players who are better than you, because they probably threw matches, to go down and bracket, and quickly earn honor for their gear in the seasonal mount. Just saying. The issue with this is a PvP scaling obviously, which doesn't exist anymore. Now players incompetent can be stomped by some elites who are throwing on purpose. I think PvP scaling would have been good if it was executed well, which it wasn't. My solution to PvP scaling is to simply make an average item level in the entire match. One team has 160, the opponents have 171. Make the eye level for both teams 166. Simple, so everyone is on an equal ground regardless of whether they have best in slot or not. I think that's how you fix the system, and make sure that those who are throwing aren't going to ruin matches for other players. As for open world PvP, I think the same system should apply, but it is a bit more difficult, especially in raids. I think maybe it should stay off for world PvP. I did do something fun last night though, when I was doing the Against Overwhelming Odds quest. I was feigning death as my hunter at the Theater of Pain Flight Master, and using my pets to attack everyone, to get free kills. It was quite funny. I think all that's happened with the endgame here is proof Blizzard have not listened. Sure, they fixed some issues, but they've made new problems. I don't know whose fault it is for these crappy decisions. But I know for certain that World of Warcraft is not a game. It's a business. You put money into it for nothing. This expansion feels empty. It doesn't feel like a game. World quests. No, I don't want to do this. I need to do this because the game locks every single fucking thing I want to do behind that system. Can I just play the way I fucking want for once? Where I can just log on once a night to raid and play that way to earn my rewards. The fact you have to pay for 16 weeks of game time is kinda proof of WoW just not being a game. That is 4 months, which calculates in pounds, if you're subbed for 1 month at a time, to £39.96, or if on the cheap utilizing the money off. For 6 months, £52.14. And let's not forget the expansion cost. That takes it into the hundreds depending on the edition you got. It's a rip-off to be honest. Also, let's not forget that time you spend in a game isn't a good measure of how much it should cost. I spent over 2,000 hours in Overwatch and 5,000 hours in Team Fortress 2. Both the games are reasonably priced, but holy shit, saying you get your money's worth based on time played is like saying this game costed me £20. I don't like it, but I got my 1,000 hours worth. What about the enjoyment? Do people enjoy grinding as a right or anima in World of Warcraft when they've done that for thousands of hours? People forget that quality isn't quantity. The only other thing I'll say is I think I'm gonna relapse. I have a bad feeling about this. I've been fighting this urge to play because I do kinda like the story and the zones in each of these areas. I want to try Necrolord and Venthy Covenants based on the best in slot for armor type or just a class I enjoy. I feel like there's good in the expansion as this kinda proves it. I just don't like the grind and that's why I can't really justify paying for a subscription again on top of the fact it goes to a greedy publisher. I also want to know what happens to Tyrant in the Maw. I want to know how Azura gets along with the Night Fee. I also want to keep up with the Kyrians and their trainees. I really dislike the create a problem and sell the solution problem that World of Warcraft has. I already suggested many times removing old grinds, making things that are time gated, infinitely grindable, and in general, showing kindness. But I'm bored. I can only do so many Anima World quests before I get bored. I can only do so much Torghast before I get fed up of it. And I wanted to get mounts in this expansion, as well as transmog. Unfortunately, it's all tied to a weekly time gate, and as far as I know, is not alt friendly, but I could be wrong on that. I don't enjoy World of Warcraft anymore. It's as simple as that. I can completely understand why players wouldn't want to play it. I struggle to understand why players would play it. If you actually think Shadowlands is good, explain how. For me, I see the quality of this expansion as far worse than Battle for Azeroth. I don't know how you could fuck up so many systems so badly to make an expansion that is worse than Battle for Azeroth. The pretty zones are an obvious distraction for that. That was made obvious by Battle for Azeroth itself. People think yes, good expansion. No, good graphics doesn't make a good game. That's just stupid. Gamma play is what makes a good game. If you can't explain the good in Shadowlands gamma play, then you simply don't have an argument. Don't bother writing a comment. I'm going to block anyone who tries to. You're a waste of time and money, you corporate shill.